All right, hello class. What we're going to be doing today is going over the assignment sheet for our next project, and I will have an activity based on that we're going to work on. So what we're going to be doing, you finished an essay. Sorry, I had to shut the door. You finished an essay over an issue with a common ground approach, a short essay. And the next phase of the course is going to expand upon that in order to uh, create an 8 to 10 page research paper with around 10 sources. And our benchmarks for this project will take place over the next several weeks. And they include a research proposal, an annotated bibliography, and then the series of the drafts for the project, and then the final version. So the research proposal itself is really all about taking this idea and talking about what you're going to do with it. So it's going to be a 1 to 2 page typed double-spaced document. And it's an assessment of the work you've done so far and your plans to refine it going forward. So it has several sections to it. The first is you're going to introduce your topic. You're going to describe what I would call its projected value. So what is this project going to teach us? Why was it interesting to you? What do you hope to gain from it? What do you hope to convey to others about this topic? So that'll be just a short paragraph that answers those questions. You then move on to stating your leading research question and working hypothesis. So this is where you talk about the big question that your essay seeks to answer. So what is the best solution for the housing crisis or college debt, or if you're talking about particular professions, like what's the best path forward for a career in nursing or technology, or whatever it is. So you take that topic that you had and you kind of phrase it as a question. How do we address this problem? And the answer to that, your initial answer, is called a working hypothesis. So it is a proposal that you put together that talks about how you're going to answer that question, how you're going to pursue it. And then the third section describes your research strategy. So you talk about the sources that you found thus far. You talk about your plans to find new ones. So this is where you talk about keywords that you're using to search for, the major research questions that you need to answer regarding maybe the history of your topic, and where you're going to take it. So it's not a section where you just say, I'm going to get on Google and find a couple sources, but where you actually walk us through the entire process. What are you looking for? What have you found thus far? What do you still need to find? And on the fourth component is a works cited page, a reference list of the sources you found thus far. And the proposal will need to have 7. And we're going to expand that on the annotated bibliography to 10. But for now, 7. You can use the sources that you've already used for the short essay, and you just build on those and put those into MLA format. Your textbook has a sample of a proposal that we will go over, but for now you have this assignment sheet, and then I also in week 7 placed the assignment sheet for the large project itself, which you can find right here. So the formal essay assignment sheet, talks about all the steps that we're going to follow. The formal argument, 8 to 10 pages, and you then and this outlines the steps. You're going to talk about a specific social issue, geopolitical problem, basically the topic from your first essay, and you're going to expand that. Now, one of the difficulties in this is that you can't really just take a 3 to 5 page essay and just write more and have that be the essay. You need to think about how that first project represents one component of a larger argument that you're going to make. You can use your material from that first essay. You can use some of your own language and paragraphs and things, but you do need to kind of break it down and reimagine it as a larger project rather than just adding on to the end of it. So rethinking structure, that's going to be a really important part of what we do for that. Now, the activity for today in week 7, we have a couple graded assignments. We have an article I assigned called Geopolitical Icebergs that I want you to look at. We have chapter 7, and we have this discussion board on the research proposal. So this is just your initial thoughts on the topic. You're going to write, what is your research plan? Where will you look for sources? What terms might you use? What do you want your sources to teach you? So I'm asking for an initial response there and at least one comment to a classmate of 50 words. And next up, Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is about visual arguments, and for whatever reason, my imaging isn't working quite right here. Okay, so make sure you do read Chapter 7. I won't go through that now, but Chapter 7 has a quiz associated with it as well. So you're going to want to take that. And that quiz over geopolitical icebergs. I will put up an announcement just kind of reminding everybody of the graded work this week, but that's pretty much our focus, is to take that initial project that you had, reimagine it as a longer essay of around 8 pages, 8 to 10, and we'll go from there. And so we're going to think about research. We're going to think about the structure of this essay. You're going to have some feedback for me on that first essay that you wrote. Usually I take about a week on that. And so when we meet on Monday, you'll have that, and that should give you some direction as far as reimagining this project as well. Okay, so that will conclude our the Zoom portion. You can use this class time, what would be class time, to work on the discussion board and the quizzes as well. And I will have your feedback posted this week, and we will resume on Monday.